Hi there, Bones B here. When I found out that Warner Brothers was going to do Looney Tunes NFTs where it involves the community in these interactive episodes, I was down. But it didn't work out too good, did it? Last year we got rugged. So does that mean that storytelling NFTs are doomed to fail, even if they are big IPs? Okay, Nifties. I apologize if I'm opening old wounds, but I have to talk about Nifties. Nifties was a company that brought us Looney Tunes, and they had a lot of other things going on at the time. But I was super excited in June of 2022. Warner Brothers, this is from warnerbrothers.com. There was tons of articles about the Looney Tunes project, NFT project that was going to be launching on Nifties. And we're on the Warner Brothers site right now, and it says, it was launched on the Palm Network, so that's where Nifty's was held. The platform was on Palm. Low gas fees, and this was a third project launched by Nifty's. Warner Brothers created NFTs incorporating mainstream entertainment IP. Last year they had, so in 2021 they had the Matrix going on. That's when it started. I wasn't involved in the Matrix. If you were involved in the Matrix, let me know how that went in the comments. The Matrix I never got involved with. But they had a whole bunch of other stuff going on there. And then Looney Tunes. How iconic is Looney Tunes? How excited I was excited when I found out that Looney Tunes was coming to the blockchain and coming in these cool episodes that we will be a part of, and we will collect all these iconic characters, starting from the first one, Tweety. Who doesn't love Tweety? So I was super excited. I just got into NFTs and all this fun stuff this year in 2022 when this was coming out. So I was super pumped and I wanted to be a part of it, right? So as you can see, they had the Matrix. They also had Space Jam from the movie. They had Space Jam stuff. I bought Space Jam later on because there were some Tweety cards or some Tweety plaques that I liked. Never really got involved in Space Jam because that was before this, but I was super excited, right? So Warner Brothers posted about it, right? They said, Nifty's Warner Brothers are committed to developing experiences that goes beyond simple collecting NFTs, but rather creating unique storytelling and gaming opportunities for fans that bring them closer to the characters they love. So they're already saying that there's going to be utility in regards to gaming and storytelling. So these are the kind of NFTs that I'm all about, right? So there was tons of articles. And as you can see, right, the CEO of Nifty's, there's a lot of NFT projects, but there's only one Looney Tunes. So if we do it right and respect the IP and respect the existing community, I think there is a large fandom to it. Well, I can tell you right now that they didn't do it right. And I personally think they didn't respect the community. I want to hear what everyone's thoughts is in the comments below of people that minted this and was in the project, because this was a project that I had high hopes for and was so disappointed because we got rugged. We got rugged from Warner Brothers. We got rugged. The Nifty's company handled this IP so poorly, and it honestly broke my heart, because this IP first to come as these it was just heartbreaking, because I was so excited for this. First of all, think of all the amazing characters that were going to come. These characters, amazing. Let's go and look and see what the roadmap was. Let's look and see what the roadmap was, what there was to be excited for in 2022 of June. So here it is. Enter the Biosphere. This was a whole amazing storyline that they had going on. Let me zoom in here. That they had going on that would involve Marvin the Martian, and he was replicating all of these Looney Tunes characters. And these are the characters that we would be purchasing. So it was a PFP, and each character had all different attributes, all different clothing they're wearing, all different backgrounds, and they would be incorporated in these episodes, and it would be interactive episodes, and we would be getting all these characters and the pre-sale access for the next avatar. So that was the first. So pre-sale access for the next episode's avatar, episode claimable, and airdrops. We got airdrops. Useless airdrops. I'll go through that in a little bit. Exclusive community events. There was some events. There was some Discord events. They had some Twitter spaces. So they did have some events. Integration with Looney Tunes World of Mayhem mobile game. Integration, I'm not sure how much of an integration they really wanted to have. Eventually, they did drop in-game currency for the game. So you could have level up a full Tweety character. but that was it. But the storyline was Marvin the Martian has been up to something. Join Tweety and his friends to solve the mystery of Marvin's master plan. Okay, right? So season 1 of Looney Tunes, it's called the What's Up block. In this season, will include 5-episode run of exciting activities as you join Tweety and his friends to solve the mystery of Marvin's master plan. Over the next few months, we'll announce new episodes and activities, as well as reveal avatars of some of the most iconic Looney Tunes characters. Each avatar you collect means more opportunities to engage and earn rewards throughout the adventure, right? So that was the initial roadmap. So when you bought these Looney Tunes, the first one was Tweety, and they weren't cheap. They were $80 USD per Tweety, and it was super fun though. You would buy the Tweety, it was in a blind box format, and each Tweety was different, had different traits, and you didn't know what you were going to get. And of course, there was rarer ones. There was Grail type Tweeties because, you know, the background or the skin was rare. It was super cool. And the community got together and we had Twitter spaces, kind of like an unboxing Twitter spaces, where we would all be in the space. We would buy the Tweety and then we would look at each other's profile and see what we got. It was fun and it was addicting, right? The blind box format is an addictive NFT type of drop that, you know, you keep wanting buying more and more. And of course, it's Looney Tunes. Everyone loves Tweety. And there was the whole fact that there was going to be these episodes and possible like cartoons where like we would see our Tweeties, possibly our Tweeties in there. And there was a whole format of like how cool it would be to have these Tweeties have us involved in the storyline, and we would shape the storyline too. Well, you know, it didn't really work out. We had the first episode, I guess, was underway with the activities, and pretty much it stopped there. Let's go and look at the next email. So this was one of the things, right? So discovering a working computer was broken. So a broken printer. Tweety embarks on a quest to find his other Looney Tune friends. Join Looney Tunes What's Up block fan community July 28th. This was 2022 to help Tweety escape the mystery simulation. We got airdropped, you know, these tools, a busted computer, a tool bag, and some of the way that we got these drops was we would go inside the Nifty's platform, we would do a couple quizzes, a couple questions, and then we would get the airdrop. And I remember one of the quizzes, it didn't matter if you got the answer right or wrong, you still got the airdrop. And then, yeah, it felt like it kept on dragging on. Nothing was happening. We kept on getting these NFTs, but nothing was happening. There was a long period of time where the whole community was kind of just guessing, like, what's going to happen next, because there's been a time of silence. And the problem is that when the mint first started, this was a 10,000 mint run just for the Tweeties, and it started strong for the first hour or so, I guess, but it didn't last. You know, I think it was around 4,500 of them were minted in total, and the community had to actually, you know, petition almost them to close the mint because no one else was buying, and it was the same people buying. There was the same core community just buying, and no new people were coming. So I would say that mint was unsuccessful. Was an unsuccessful mint for sure. And yeah, after that, we in the Discord, we asked, will this affect the project? Because it did not mint out, will this affect all the episodes and the roadmap? And Nifty said it does not. Everything will still go. Everything is underway. The project will still go on and it'll be fun. Well, it didn't. Right. So here's another thing. The biosphere is full of putty cats. Discovering working computer, a broken printer, and stumble upon empty Acme repair kits. This was the repair kit. Work with Marvin's supercomputer to go through a secret file of history to identify the right Sylvester. Earn a special NFT and start the repairs broken printer. So there's a challenge, right? And again, I don't think you would have to get this challenge correct. You just had to do the challenge on Nifty's, and then you got airdropped the NFT. It was, you know, we got the NFTs. It was exciting that we were getting these NFTs, hopefully to do something with, right? But again, nothing actually came of it. So these were some of my Tweeties that I got. Oh, it was so fun to pull these Tweeties. It was fun. I'm going to admit, you know, the blind box format. This was considered the grail. This skin was the glitter skin, and there wasn't too many of them. So when I pulled that, that was an exciting time. Laser Eyes, amazing. Everyone loves a PFP. Everyone loves any type of NFT, PFP or character that has laser eyes. So this was awesome to pull this stuff. Eventually, how they rolled out the Sylvesters is that as many tweeties as you had, they gave you a free Sylvester, right? They gave you a free Sylvester. So if you had 7 tweeties, they gave you 7 Sylvesters. And then you could also get the Sylvesters through Discord for free. So through the economy, Discord economy, just by logging into Discord and doing the whole daily claim on the tokens or the coins, the Nifty's coins, I believe what it was, you can get up enough coins to get Sylvester as well. And I believe there was like 4,600 Sylvesters. So there was a little bit more than the Tweeties because of the Discord giveaways and stuff like that. So what happened is that we were all waiting for, the next character. We were waiting for the storyline to progress, and nothing was going on, right? Everyone in the Discord was always like, what's going on? When's this story going to progress? And there was a lot of time in between. Well, what happens next? They announce that they are going to be doing a Game of Thrones drop, right? And during this Game of Thrones drop too that they're going to be doing, let me remind you, they had the Matrix going on, where they had activities going on. They had Bullet Train. They did Shark Week as well. There was like a zombie nation type of drops that they're going to be doing too, a whole program, like a whole zombie program they're going to be doing. So a lot of things going on with the project. And now when we're waiting for the Looney Tunes project to progress, they say, oh, we're going to be doing Game of Thrones project. Now, there was an AMA and the CEO said, everything is good. We're going to launch the Game of Thrones project. Then once Game of Thrones project is launched, everything that is expected, everything from the Looney Tunes project on the roadmap will be coming to you. So don't worry. Let us get through this Game of Thrones first. Let's mint this Game of Thrones. Let's have this new project, and then the Looney Tunes is going to keep on going, and we're going to go through and get some new characters. We're going to go through the storyline. It's going to be awesome. Well, that was a lie. I guess it was a lie, right? Because in my personal opinion, it seems that when they started this Looney Tunes project, they did not have the backing. They didn't have the money or the tech to continue on with the episodes, with the avatars. They were hoping for money from each mint to continue on with the project. And that is not what they said from the beginning. And that is not how you respect an IP like Looney Tunes and respect the community, in my opinion. Looney Tunes, they could have done so much good things with this project, and the potential was there, but the execution was not there, unfortunately. On top of launching this Game of Thrones project, there was a Fight Back Apes project through Atari and Daz 3D. Now, this is something that also is like a gut punch that I'll get into. It's a whole nother video, but with these Fight Back Apes, they were promoting Daz 3D that if you had 5 Fight Back Apes, that means that you would get into an allow list to be first to purchase the Game of Thrones mint. So they were, they wanted people to mint the Fight Back Apes, which, that's a whole other story. And if you minted the Fight Back Apes, you had 5 of them, you could get into the allow list to mint the Game of Thrones. Well, that didn't matter because Game of Thrones, the mint did horrible. And there was a lot of issues with Game of Thrones. There was a lot of things promised with Game of Thrones. There was a forge that, you had all these items that you would craft all these items, and then there'll be a whole story. Man, that did not work out. That totally got rugged too, obviously, because Nifty's rugged. But the Game of Thrones was a huge flop. Game of Thrones, you would think coming to the blockchain, Game of Thrones would be amazing. No, it didn't. In my personal opinion, I think they got Game of Thrones. This was their last ditch effort. They were going to use Game of Thrones, that if the Game of Thrones was a success, then they can continue on with Looney Tunes and the rest of their project. Because I feel like they didn't have the funding, didn't have the resources, didn't have the manpower to continue on with the project. And unfortunately, the Game of Thrones project was a fail. Yeah, all in all, the whole Nifty's platform company did not work out. And then let's go to August 2nd of 2023. This was a Nifty's update, and this was, this was the X post that they said earlier this year. Mindful of our limited resource and difficult marketing, we pivoted to develop a platform for Web3 creators. Since then, we've been heads down building, working. But yeah, unfortunately, despite our best efforts and investment opportunities we were working on didn't pan out, and we now find ourselves at the end of the runway as a result. And with a heavy heart, we are winding down our operations as of today, right? So, all of the projects. So they did move all of the Tweeties and all of the Sylvesters to ETH so that we could have them in our wallets. That is a good thing for sure. And all the other ones, the other projects and the other accessories and all the other NFTs that were not on ETH, they moved them to the Polygon blockchain. So that's a good thing. They moved them so that we could have them inside of our wallets. And then, yeah, so this was, everyone was upset. Obviously, everyone was upset that when they found about this, but we kind of knew it was coming when Looney Tunes was happening, and then the mint came for Game of Thrones. I, in my gut, could not mint Game of Thrones because I was so upset about the way they handled Looney Tunes and the path that they were going down. There's no way that I was disappointed with how they handled Looney Tunes that I was going to mint Game of Thrones. So I stayed out of it. And of course, this came shortly after. So, it was a huge disappointment. So now we have these Tweeties and these Sylvesters in our own wallets. They're on OpenSea, and they're a utility-less NFT. They're just PFPs. They're awesome. I like the way they look. They're really cute. They're really cool. Sylvester, Tweety, who doesn't like them, right? Who doesn't like these PFPs for sure? If you look here, yeah. So that was the computer, the tools, the Acme repair kits, right? These things. What are you gonna do with them, right? Shark Week NFTs. So these are the Shark Week ones. These were the Space Jam NFTs. I bought the Tweety because I was in the Tweety project and I like Tweety, so I bought them. They were cheap. But yeah, do you think anything will come of these NFTs? I just don't understand how Warner Brothers could just totally give the IP to Nifty's and then they just hand it off and they don't do anything with this project afterwards and just let these characters die on the blockchain. Pretty much these NFTs are dead on the blockchain. Like, you could trade them, you could buy them, right? But maybe in the future, when more people come into the space, you could see these NFTs and be like, oh, these are cool. I'll definitely pick one up. Why not? But other than that, they have no utility. And I believe that 2024 is going to be the year of utility. There are so many projects, so many amazing projects that are focused on utility. And it just seems that I've been in other projects where storytelling was going to be, the main focus of the NFT project, and it failed as well. I'll get into that, in other videos. And this is the same case here. So even with big IPs, you always have to be careful when you put money into this space, into the NFT space. Consider it gone. You have to be so careful because even big IPs are not safe. This is a not safe space. This is a new space. This is something we are all exploring together. So of course, everybody, please be careful when you are putting your hard-earned money into NFTs, because you never know what's going to happen. Even big IPs. Who knows? Maybe 1 year down the line, Warner Brothers will get these NFTs and, bring utility to them. But I don't know. I don't think so, because it makes more sense for them to create something new, right? A new metaverse, something new with a whole new project than adding value to NFTs that were already minted through another company. But again, this is their IP. It's just a shame. It is a shame to see these beautiful characters just forgotten about, thrown into the trash, just left for dead, because I adore these characters. These are iconic characters, and these characters definitely were not respected. Oh, I'm sorry for bringing this up to all of the fam that minted these and were in the project. It was so fun while we're in it, when we were minting and we had those parties in the community and Discord. It was fun in the beginning, but as the project went on, it became less and less fun as we found out, that things weren't going as planned and they weren't going to follow through with the roadmap, unfortunately. There it is, Looney Tunes. I had high expectations and they let me down. Let me know if you minted Looney Tunes and your experience in the project, and if storytelling NFTs are going to be a thing. I really want to know, will storytelling NFTs play a big role in this industry? I guess we have to wait and see. As always, thank you for watching. Bones B.